Welcome to Light Switch Management Module 2, Grounding the Foundation. The objectives of this module are to find out what coaching is, what coaching is not, to know when to use coaching in the workplace, basic coaching concepts, and know the difference between coaching and various leadership roles. Go to your workbook, Module 2, and answer question 1. Pause this video and go answer question 1. Light Switch Management, Module 2. Why light switch management? Light switch management raises the IQ and the EQ, or emotional intelligence, of the leader or manager. Emotional intelligence is related to the overall awareness of the leader, whether it's their self-awareness or the awareness of others. This form of management and communication allows the individual to transcend his or her past potential as a leader. This results in better outcomes for the team. The focus of this method is to raise the employee up instead of directing them with a top-down approach. This method surfaces more of the potential for those individuals being coached. This approach turns the lights on for both the employees and those leading them. Once this growth is started, it becomes viral. Due to the previously untapped potential, the team can now grow at rates that seemed out of reach before. The team can grow at rates that seemed out of reach before. Please go to your workbook, Module 2, and answer question 2. Pause this video to do so. If you have not gone to your workbook, please pause the video and do so now. What coaching is. The most paramount concept in coaching is that the person coaching believes in the person being coached. They must believe that the person has the potential in themselves to overcome any obstacles that might be before them. The coach needs to ask questions to draw out the potential and force the person being coached to really think about what is really going on. This can lead to new possibilities or opportunities for the person being coached. This will give the person permission to take control of the situation. They'll be able to command the next steps towards success. They'll be able to see the potential future through surfacing the possibilities by using the questions the coach is giving them. They will look at roadblocks and obstacles differently. They will be challenged but not defeated. They will have the ability to overcome through clear strategies of action. Now please go to your workbook, Module 2, Question 3. Pause this video and answer that question. Now let's talk about what coaching is not. Coaching is not telling, yelling, or selling. Asking open-ended questions is none of those things. It is asking open-ended questions, not telling, yelling, or selling. Many times, coaching is confused with advising or mentoring or counseling. When a coach is pure, they bring no advice. They do not share past experience as mentors do. They simply ask questions and allow the person being coached to figure out their own problems. Although counseling is sometimes needed for employees, coaching is not counseling. And although the coach may have particular knowledge about a subject and may want to bring that knowledge to the employee at this time with training, if they are coaching, they are not in the training mode. I'm not saying that training should be eliminated at all. In fact, training must be used at times, and it should be used for specific knowledge downloading. But in the coaching mode, training is left behind. Now please go to your workbook, Module 2, and answer question 4. Let's talk about some basic concepts. Here are some basic concepts to use while coaching employees. We need to create clarity, connection, and commitment. There are 3 things to accomplish in coaching: clarity, connection, and commitment. The goal of clarity is for the clarity of the person being coached about the situation and what to do about it. It is not about clarity necessarily for the coach. And before a coach can coach someone, they must have a great connection or rapport with the person being coached. So check this before proceeding. The coach must also keep in mind during the coaching process that they must keep this connection or rapport. Commitment is getting the person being coached to make a commitment to action at the end of the coaching session. This is where the rubber meets the road. The coach will then follow up on what the person was being coached has committed to in the future coaching sessions. Since it is the person being coached's decision of commitment, they are more likely to succeed than if some manager gave. Commitment is getting the person being coached to make a commitment to action at the end of the coaching session. This is where the rubber meets the road. The coach will then follow up on what was being Commitment is getting the person being coached to make a commitment to action at the end of the coaching session. This is where the rubber meets the road. The coach will then follow up on what was the person being coached has committed to in the future in their next sessions. Since it is the person being coached who has made the decision or the commitment, they are more likely to succeed than if some manager had given them a directive. How do we do these things, you might ask? We ask powerful, open-ended questions. The coach must ask powerful, open-ended questions to uncover the details of the situation and surface ideas for resolution. The coach may ask probing and clarifying questions to make sure that the person being coached has looked at all aspects and possibilities in the situation. Please go to your workbook, Module 2, and answer question 5. Now let's continue to talk about basic concepts. There are 4 stages of coaching. First, the person being coached must take inventory of what is going on in the situation. They must come to the real terms with the here and now. Then the person being coached must see the future possibilities and put forth what outcomes they want to see. We can characterize this as their vision of a future state. Now, with the future in mind, the person being coached must now develop a strategy of how to get that future state. They will have to come up with strategies and tactics to overcome obstacles and roadblocks. These will become their action plans. Now, please go to Workbook Module 2, Question 6, and answer the question. Now let's summarize these findings. We've talked about what coaching is, what coaching is not, and when to use coaching in the workplace. And we've covered the basic coaching concepts and the difference between coaching and various leadership roles. Now go to your workbook Module 2 and answer question 7. I hope you have enjoyed this module. Once you have finished all the questions in the workbook for Module 2, continue on to Module 3, connecting to your internal power source. Happy coaching!